know her as the host of OC16's Outside Hawaii and Hawaiian Xtreme Sports TV, and also as a sideline reporter for OC16 Sports. But there's more to Jenn Boneza than meets the eye. She is the epitome of how one good thing leads to another. Sitting on the balcony of the Kailua home where she grew up, Jenn talks about her childhood aspirations.
When I was 9 years old, I saw a movie called Flashdance. And, I had tried other things like baton twirling and ice skating and roller skating even. There used to be a rink in Kaneohe. I'm totally dating myself now. But, when I was 9, I saw Flashdance. And then I started kind of dancing around in our kitchen. And my mother could never get me to stop. So finally, she put me in dance classes. And that's where my passion for dance really started. So as a kid, I always wanted to be a professional dancer.
Jenn's dance background and ability to perform on stage led her to bigger opportunities.
For the majority of my adult life, I made my living dancing. I was very, very blessed and lucky, I think, to be at the right place at the right time. My first paid dancing gig, I think I was about 15, and I got paid to teach dance classes to younger kids, about 11, 12, and it was a lot of fun. I loved it. And then when I was 18, I got hired from Legends in Concert. I was the youngest dancer they ever hired here in Waikiki, so I'm not going to say what year that was. We'll just keep it at when I was 18. But yeah, I did that show for a few years off and on.
Jenn's big break took her far beyond the comforts of her Windward Side home.
I lived in Malaysia doing a magic show with Franz Ferrari for a year, and it was the toughest year of my life. It was such a challenging and amazing experience at the same time. I definitely am glad that I went.
When the acting bug bit, Jenn knew that she would have to move to where there were more opportunities, but found that home was where she was destined to be.
Well, I don't know if what you'd call what I did acting. I don't think I'm all that great of an actress, but again, I think it was a lot of luck in being in the right place at the right time. I did do Blue Crush, which was so much fun. I mean, I had moved to LA to get into acting and also pursue my dancing, and it was kind of lukewarm at the time. I didn't get a lot of opportunities, and I got really, really homesick, so I ended up moving home. 1 month of being home, I got Blue Crush, and I was like, you know what, it's meant to be. I was meant to be home. I also had a one-line part on Lost, woohoo, namaste. And then I did a local TV show that OC16 produced, The Tide is High. It was a lot of fun with Stephanie Sanchez. I never laughed so much in my entire life. It was a blast. I also did an independent film called Taro Roots. I did this back in 2000, and when I did that, I ended up meeting my future husband on that set, and it was a great film. I love it. I'm very proud of that. It was something very dear to my heart.
It was working on the local independent film Taro Roots that led her to a hosting gig for Outside Hawaii.
When I did the film Taro Roots back in 2000, I got to work with a very gifted director, writer, producer named Matt Yamashita. And about a year later, he had told me, oh, there's a producer friend of his named Cal Hirai that needs a new host for his show called Outside Hawaii. Why don't I'll introduce you guys. So we all went out to dinner, and I met Cal, and I don't even think he really made me audition. He kind of took Matt's word for it, so it's a good thing I knew what I was doing.
But after all that she's done and experienced, Jenn's proudest accomplishment is her family. Sons Devik and Raven, and husband Greg. And family is just what inspired Jenn to start a new chapter in her life: college.
Well, for high school, I went to Kamehameha, and rather than going the college route after high school, I decided to pursue my dancing and acting and all of those other great, wonderful things, which I'm glad I did. And then when I got pregnant with my first son, Devik, I kind of realized that I'm not going to be able to travel and dance anymore. So that realization hit me, and I knew I needed to go back to school and get my degree, because I needed to get a grown-up job so that I could, support my family. And I knew that one thing that I was good at and passionate about was journalism.
Jenn graduated from the University of Hawaii with her degree in journalism, and it was while going to UH Manoa that she landed her current day job as a programming coordinator for Oceanic Time Warner Cable. And because of her on-camera experience and journalistic expertise, Jenn was asked to be a sideline reporter for OC16 Sports.
I think the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, job-wise, is the sideline reporting for OC16 Sports. Just because everything I've, done my whole life, it's either been taped, or if I'm performing on stage, I'm not speaking. You know what I mean? It's like I'm dancing. Dancing is very easy. Remembering choreography is easy. But when you're live, you don't get do-overs.
Having such a significant involvement with OC16 over the past years, what does the channel mean to her?
The biggest thing really is our commitment to the sports. Because again, this is something that I truly believe is the most beneficial for Hawaii, because it focuses on our youth and it gives them a positive outlet and a way to better themselves and opportunities to move further in life, and it just gives you such a good solid grounding. It builds character.
Whether it's the big screen or the small screen, Jenn's talent has enabled her to be one of the most recognizable faces on OC16. So what does the future hold for Jenny Boneza Solatorio?
I actually see myself probably living on Molokai in Halawa Valley. My husband was raised there, and my in-laws still live there. They have a lo'i there that's amazing. We try to go there at least every other month. Yeah, so that's where I see myself. Hopefully a published author by then. It's something I want to do. I definitely want to write a book.
Watch Jenn on Outside Hawaii, Hawaiian Xtreme Sports TV, and on the sidelines during our live OC16 Sports broadcasts. You can log on to OC16.tv to check showtimes and game times, or to watch back episodes and events.